Hey, all you beautiful stoners, burners, and potheads out there. This is Mr. and Mrs. Weedman. Just saying hello to everybody out there in the world. This is our 100th episode, and we just want to let you know this is something we did a little different, something we normally don't do, but we invited some listeners to come on the show with us and just to thank everybody and have a good smoke sesh around the world. Well, that smoke sesh lasted about an hour and a half, and we had a great time. Hopefully you enjoy this episode. We learned a lot from this episode, wouldn't you say, Mrs. Weedman?
We did. We have to work out some kinks and little hang-ups, but it was fun. And I think that if you stick around and have a listen, if this is the first time you're tuning in, again, it's not what we usually do, but it's fun. A little different format, Q&A with some of our longtime listeners.
I'd like to thank Tez,
Yep.
Noah, and Emily.
Yep.
Emily from British Columbia, Tez from Western Australia, and Noah from Streeter, Illinois.
So we had people from around the world
Basically around
chiming
the world.
in. Yeah, it was quite fun. And we had some great conversation about home grow, about favorite strains, and just overall general.
Some rules and regulations
Yeah.
that are going on in Australia. And
Yep.
talked about a friend of Tez's who got in an accident, what we did for him, and we asked how he was doing. Talked a little bit about weed tourism, too.
Yeah.
It was a fun episode.
great.
Something different.
Yeah.
Something we're looking to do more so in the future.
So we'll do more. We have to figure out how often we'll do these, but we would like to do them again, and hopefully they'll get better and smoother and more fluid, and you'll join us for the next one.
Yeah.
So have a listen. Enjoy the show.
Yeah. Enjoy the show. Happy 100th episode, Mrs. Weedman.
Same to you, Mr. Weedman.
Love y'all out there. Thanks for listening. Yo, 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 yo. What's up, all you burners, stoners, and potheads out there? This is Weedman 420 with the Weedman 420 Chronicles. How are all you vipers doing out there in Instagram world and in Australia and all around the world? Mrs. Weedman,
Mr. Weedman.
how the hell are you?
Fantastic.
Fan-fucking-tastic?
Anxiety. You're so far away.
I know. We're not in the same room for once. Mrs. Weedman had to go in another room because we're recording and you get feedback, which sucks. So she's actually in our office and I'm in the basement doing the basement sesh. So this is our 100th episode and we want to thank you all around the world for listening. So this show is about you. It's not about Mr. and Mrs. Weedman. It is about you. So what I'm going to ask, we're going to start off with Tez since he's on. And if he doesn't mind, we're going to ask you a couple questions. The first question that we ask everybody is first your name, where you're from, and then the third question, I'll surprise you once you tell me your name and where you're from.
Rightio. My name's Tez. I'm from Australia.
And you smoke weed because?
I smoke weed because it takes me away from a lot of my problems, clears my mind. I can work good on it. Makes me happy, makes other people happy. It's just a great thing.
Love it. Tell everybody out in the world what you're smoking right now.
Right now, I've got some lemon kush and some topaz from the Canatrek, they're called, from the pharmacy here. It's a 25%. It's pretty cranky, actually. It does the job.
And you're an avid home grower too, aren't you, Tez? You send me plenty of pics on Instagram.
Yeah, I do a lot of outdoor. Yeah, I'm slowly going to step in this season and have a go at a bit of an indoor setup.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. And you just got a new puppy, 2 new puppies, right?
Yeah, I got 2 little girls. One's about 10 months now, and little Harley's 6 months.
Sweet.
Yeah, bulldog and a mastiff cross.
There we go.
They're going to be big.
Yeah.
We got T the Tech on. Hey, T.
Where is he?
I don't know. He might be gaming. We also got Paulie on, the old crew, and Shorty, our producer, on. So 3 of the old crew members on, everybody. If you remember them from the first 6 to 14 episodes. Dive Boy, of course, doing his back alley deals, can never make it because he's down on 77 in Escanaba doing his back alley deals. Good job, Dive Boy. But we got T on, Polly on, Shoddy on. Love to have them on.
That's all right.
Tez, do another rip with me, man.
I will, mate. No worries. Sammy, you want to say hello to Mr. and Mrs. Wheaton, man?
Hello.
Here's my Mr. This is Sammy.
How you doing?
I'm heading to bed. The dogs are inside.
All right, babe. Have a good day at work.
It's right. It's 9:30 Australia time.
He's off to work. I'll have a bit of on for you, love.
Love it. Love it. There's more people on Instagram than there is on Skype, though, right now. I'm bummed. I wish you guys would all come over to Skype. Come talk with us.
Yeah, come on over.
the weed is fine over here.
Rip on.
Tez, we've becoming good friends, as you call us, mates. You've introduced me to a really good guy named Sonny, the fisherman. We told his story. How's he doing?
Sonny's good. He's I brought him over here. He flew over here to my place, stayed for a few nights. Just with his condition and that, I found him another place where it's more wheelchair disabled friendly. So we got him staying there now, and he's a week into getting courses done to do his disability license. But yeah, heaps better with his walking, and I found out a little bit more with his recovery. He's been doing the whole thing with cannabis from day dot. No other over-the-counter medication. Yeah, he's a real advocate for it, being able to, I know, coach some other people in the disability world, get them off the hard stuff.
That's awesome.
That's super cool.
Yeah, no, he's going really well.
That's great.
That's great to hear. And then
Yeah.
he's a good. I love seeing his pictures of him fishing. Is he back to
He's
fishing
good,
again
hey?
now? Is he back to fishing again now?
Yeah, he's been out a couple of times, but he's not fully able to catch the big fish and stuff yet, what he's aiming for.
Gotcha.
Just with the strength and stability.
And then I saw that you put the sticker, the Weedman 420 sticker on his boot. That was badass.
Yeah. he was in having a shower, so I was like, I'm going to get his thing now.
That's awesome.
And when he first arrived, he took me to a little weed shop. I took him to a little pipe shop, and I got him a little glass billy, like yay big, and yeah, sticker bomb that on him as well.
Good.
Hey, Mrs. Weedman, what are you smoking up there? You smoking a little Majin Fujita?
I don't know. You gave it to me.
I know
What'd
you're
you give
smoking
me, Mr.
little
Weedman?
Majin Fujita.
Majin Fujita. Yeah.
So I want to thank
Well,
everybody out there. Let me wave hello to some people out there on Instagram. But we're recording right now here on Skype. We got Mrs. Weedman, our friend Tez from Western Australia. I went on and looked when you sent me those pictures. I went and looked because I didn't really know the dynamics of Australia fully. But I went on and really searched where you're from. Man, it's beautiful over on the western side.
Yeah, it's lovely coastline here, mate.
Yeah.
I'm originally from Queensland on the East Coast, and I've moved over here with work and that, and yeah, I haven't gone back. It's been about 10 years.
Okay.
I do love Queensland on the East Coast, but I don't know, there's something about the coastline here. It's more chill, wider, vaster, not as populated.
Nice.
Nice. And then how I don't know much about Australia. Their rules and regulations on weed. I do read a lot about it, but since you got your med card, and I know they're fighting to get the recreational going. I know there's a lot being said and told, but what does it cost for like an eighth, or how do you buy your cannabis medically there?
On the traditional market,
Don't we all? But when you buy it from the med, from med, what's it like?
it's not here. I pay for 10 grams from the pharmacy. It's $150 roughly.
Okay.
And you can get up to, I think at the minute it's about 50 grams a month with your sort of your limit, like 0.2 gram of flour a day. Is like, I think they've maxed it.
Okay.
But There's not too much talk about recreational. It's a long way off, I think.
Gotcha.
I'd love to see it, but it's step by step. Hey,
How many? And
stomp
you
the
get
stigma.
you 100% on that. Stomp the stigma is right. Free the plant. So do you grow on the traditional market, home grow? Or do you get to grow plants because you have your med card?
Traditional.
Okay.
Yeah.
You got some
Yeah, it's
beautiful
mainly
plants
all for
though.
me anyway, just for personal anyway.
Yeah. I mean, like
A lot
I've
more
always said,
cooking with it.
I like the personal use, but I'm always giving a nug here and there to people.
You have to. You got to try and change as many people's minds as you can.
100%. But got to wave to some people here on Instagram Live. How you doing, everybody? How you doing? How you doing? Well, we don't really have a show. We don't. I don't
No.
have a show. Our show is this, the community, the cannabis community.
Yeah.
I want to hear from you guys. I want to hear from people around the world just telling us why they like the show, why they smoke weed, where you're from. I got people joining me on Instagram, though. I think they're afraid of Skype.
So how's 8
Shut-
decades going with his weed, man?
It's going all right. I just had a call with little Polly. What do you call Paul?
Polly.
Polly. I had a call with Polly and what do you say, Shoddy?
Shoddy.
Shoddy. So I had a call with them and we were talking a little bit about our presence on social media because most of what our advertising right now is just social media based.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so we have to build an audience, really. So we're getting some sales. We're getting a lot of good feedback, but we would love to be busier, and we just have to figure out how to get our product in front of other people's eyes.
Yeah. It's a big market, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. So
Yeah, no, cool. That's good. I was going to put my order in, but Mrs. is like, no, hang on. Your birthday's coming up, and she wants to
our
sort
friends
it
from
all out.
Streeter.
So.
yeah, we're hoping that
What's
we can
that?
get. We're hoping we can get the shipping arranged so we could ship out there.
Yeah, no, that's so cool. It'll all come in time, mate.
Hopefully soon, right?
I want to see this little thing that you've invented, Mr. Weed Man, and
I want you
that's
to use
come
it.
to life.
I want you to use the tray and the tool. I've been using the prototype. I got one. We got the prototype sent to us. And so that's what I've been using. So if you see pictures of it, that's the prototype. That's like the first design. So and now we just got to wait for it to get made and shipped to here so we can ship it across the world to everybody.
Yeah, cool.
So that's what I'm
Mine's
excited
like
about.
a real organized chaos.
Hey, everybody, just on Instagram, Skype link is in the bio. Hey, what's up, Mr. Dravitt? I see you over there. I'll wave hi. So I have some questions for people on Instagram if you're listening. The same question I asked Ted. If you're cool with it on Instagram, tell me your name. And I saw somebody say where they were from in Oklahoma. Tell me your name. Tell me what you're smoking right now. Tell me where you're from and why you smoke weed. You smoke weed because, and just start Instagramming me like crazy, and I'll read them on the show. How does that sound? So damn snooze at work and can't join Skype, but I'll be watching anyway. Laugh out loud. Your podcast has kept me going through my work shifts. Thanks, damn snooze. I like the name too. I hit my snooze button a lot. So anybody on Instagram wants to throw us a shout, those questions I just asked. Name, where you're from, what you're smoking, why you smoke weed, and why you listen to the show. Like Damn Snooze just said, I keep them up at work. Hi, I'm waving to myself, Mrs. Weed Man.
You like that?
Yeah, I like that. I can see my.
Well, then whoever's on here can see what you're doing on Instagram Live. Why not?
Yeah,
Oh yeah, hello from Brantford, Ontario, Canada. Thank you, man. Thanks for joining me. So, what are you smoking right now? Name, if you want to tell me your name, what you're smoking, and why you smoke weed. That's from Bradford, Ontario, Canada. What's up, bro? Damn snooze. I'm a little smoky, mostly for pain management for my autoimmune disease. Gotcha. Noah's on for both of us. Okay. What's up? I see him. Keith from Oklahoma. Citrus Gelato Cake. Thanks, Kiefer. Appreciate you. We got another gentleman that just joined. Can you hear me?
Hello. Yes.
What's
Hello.
going on?
How's it going?
Good, man. Tell us name, where you're from, if you want to, or if not, just tell us what you're smoking and why you smoke weed.
Noah from Streeter, Illinois.
That's it.
I'm smoking on one of the cartridges, Aero Pro,
There you go.
and I smoke to help me not stress.
Sweet. Love it. I got Savage Intelligence, Vince from Las Vegas, burning some super lemon haze. I use it for anxiety and to get some sleep. Thanks, Vince. Appreciate you. Scott, my buddy's homegrown, helps me sleep. S. Rancor. That's from Ontario, Canada, baby. I love it. Our friends from the north. Oh, Matt Dravitt, Indiana, Gorilla Glue number 4. I like it a lot.
Really good, yum. That's very sad.
Gorilla Glue is the shit. Thank you, M. Dravitt. Love you. Indiana in the house. Bong Loaded. What's up, bro? What's up, bro? Smoking cartridge. Shoddy smoking a cartridge too. Thanks, Shoddy. Hey, you know what, though? I will say this. I'm looking forward to the 101st episode because I've been doing a lot of reading. A lot. The last, before the last episode while I was putting this one together. There's a lot of good shit I'm going to be talking about in the next episode. That's for sure. I'm not even going to tell you anything about it. You'll have to wait. But the 101st episode is going to be dope because there's a lot of shit going on right now. The tourism industry is blowing up right now in the cannabis world. And I've said this a bunch of times. You don't have to sell weed, grow it, own a dispensary to make money at cannabis. There's so many other things you can do to make money with weed. You don't need the 10, 20, 30 million dollars to start a cultivation center. You don't. Just grow weed and have fun with it and smoke all you want. But there's other things you can do, and cannabis tourism is one of them. Tez, thought about you when I read that. Take people fishing with Sonny, get them baked out of their mind, and have Sonny start a fucking cannabis tourism, like just fishing, man. Teach people how to fish and get stoned.
Yeah, man.
And I pay like $300 for that.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, sick.
You know what I'm saying?
Come
So
on now.
I was thinking about that when I was reading the article that I'm going to talk about on the next one. But $17 billion, man. Anybody can do anything in this industry. I mean, yeah, we know cannabis is going to be, just cannabis flower, everything you make with cannabis. Yes, 35 billion by the end of this year. By 2020, 30, 100 billion. But look at all the excess other stuff you can do. So I thought about him the other day, man. Fishing industry is huge, and he knows about it. And maybe something he can do to blow it up and start a little cool, get baked, fishing with Sonny.
Yeah.
Fishing with Sonny. Like I said, with that being in the billions, you can make money at it. There's so much right now too. There's a lot of states right now opening up cannabis lounges is another big thing. New York, Massachusetts is they're almost there. Vegas, LA. That's another industry people can get in at. It's huge how much money. If you truly want to make money in cannabis, you can. If you want to do it. If you want to go work for somebody and go do it that way, or if you want to start your own thing and start small and build it up. I look at Mrs. Weedman. She started from nothing, built it all herself. It's a pretty cool industry if you feel like doing it, No, when I met you at the party, you talked about you wanted to start your own weed thing with you and your wife.
Hell yeah, man.
You can do it.
Hell yeah. Actually, I gotta show off. I picked up a podcast mic.
There you go, bro.
Had
See?
to do it.
Hell yeah.
I've been messing around with some stuff, so
See? But anybody can do it to make money at it.
absolutely.
You got that badass truck too, Tez. That truck is dope.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, I've thought about running like a bar or something off the back of it, food or something, and take it to events for people.
That'd be
Have fun. You got those two badass dogs
Yeah.
to travel with you.
I can't sort of do too much in Australia with the traditional market being the way at the minute.
But there's other
Yeah.
ways. There's other ways.
Oh, definitely. That's
I mean,
right.
Like I said, 2 years ago, I never thought I'd start a podcast. And neither did Mrs. Weedman. We were joking about that the other day.
Yeah.
So
No, it's all inspiring, and it's something to give to people, eh?
sweet. Well,
Mr.
I wanted,
Let's open it up to question and answer if anybody has questions for you.
yeah, or Mrs. Weedman. Anybody got a question out there for us? Noah, Tez, Emily,
Yeah,
anybody
man.
on Insta?
I got heaps.
Yeah, I got one. How's the search engine stuff going with 8 Decades? I know that was going or a struggle for a little bit.
Mrs.
It-
Weedman.
We're making progress. Not quite there. You still have to type in the www to get it.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So little by little, we're making it, but we're getting really good. All of our analytics through Google search are really positive. So that's great. So I think we're getting there.
Heck yeah, man.
Little by little. Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank you.
nice.
Tez, you said you have heaps of questions. Shoddy called that out on me. I'll do my best. What do you got for me, Tez?
Oh, you're just back there. You're saying about with the tourism. Do you guys have the Airbnbs like bud and beds or bed and bud or things like that?
Bed and breakfasts and Airbnbs. Oh my God, yeah, they're huge in this country.
But with the green, the air
Yes, there's
bud and
actually
beds or whatever they are. Yeah.
in this article that I'm going to read, they're talking about an Airbnb where you can go there. It's cannabis friendly. You walk into your room.
Yeah.
They have everything laid out on the table for you. You can suggest the strain. They will get the strain for you. You can suggest what you want to smoke out of. They'll have that all laid out in your room for you.
Yeah.
It's the full cannabis experience.
That's awesome, hey?
Yeah.
I don't know
That's
what states they're happening in, but they are starting to pop up. Like full cannabis experience.
Colorado. I think that hotel was in Colorado.
Or if they
my
don't-
older brother, he
I'm sorry.
travels around the world and that, but he'll only go to countries where he's allowed to do green and where it's quite allowed. Yeah, he loves it, and he doesn't want to go somewhere it's having to do a traditional way. He just wants it to be a free thing, and
Yeah.
it's like just that. Yeah, the tourism for greens is going to be massive.
Yes.
Getting
huge.
bigger.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, you'll be able to stay on someone's farm. They're going to Airbnb it where they grow green right there, and you'll be able to eat cannabis, smoke cannabis, maybe go farm a little cannabis for yourself and take it home with you one day and have the full. I'm always about the experience of life.
Yeah.
It's about the experiences. It's about the
The people
stories.
you meet through that are amazing.
Right.
Right.
Oh my God. Some of the best people ever when it comes to smoking weed. You know, I've met some of the greatest people ever from just burning. I mean, not just people I've never even known before and just burning a joint with somebody outside of a bar. And he's from another country, or he's like, I'm like, you want to smoke? Yeah. I've said this story a few times on the show, but I was in Dubrovnik and I smelt weed like 3 alleys away. And I literally smelt it. Mrs. Weedman goes, go find it. And I found it with 2 waiters and I smoked a fat home Croatian joint. Like they grew it there. It was an
Mr.
indica. I was
Weedman.
highest, but I smelled that 3 blocks away. 3 alleys. It was actually alleys. It's all Dubrovnik's all alleys. And we were 3 alleys away and I smelled it. Mrs. Weedman goes, go find it. I was so happy. That made my trip. Because all I was smoking was my pen, edibles, and I didn't have.
You came back out of the alley like with this
Oh,
big smile, like you
Weedman.
okay.
You still make me laugh, eh?
Because I had flour and like that was like our 8th or 9th day there, and I hadn't smoked any flour. I was smoking my cartridge. That's fine. And I was eating edibles, fine. And I brought my little syrup, as I call it, that I put in my drink, and it was infused with THC, but it still wasn't smoking flour. And when I smelt that, man, I don't have any hair on my head, but the hairs on my back stood straight up. And I found that, man, and those guys were dope. They were trying to give me their joint to take. I'm like, no. You got me high, and I offered them. I gave them some edibles. They're like, what's this? I'm like, what? And they couldn't really understand me, and I was like, what's in that joint is in these edibles. They're like, look at me. I'm like, don't eat it while you're working, though. Take it when you get home.
Hey man, I have to say, I took some of those edibles that you gave us at that party when we got home. Oh man, I was out.
Oh, that's right. You got a cushy roll.
Oh
You
yeah.
got the cushy roll. Mrs.
That's
Weedman's
so good.
speciality. The cushy roll. There's some people on this call right now that have eaten some cushy rolls before too. There's a few people I see that's eaten cushy rolls. That's Mrs.
10 out of 10.
You like 10 out of
Absolutely
10?
crazy. Yeah,
Wow.
absolutely
Man.
crazy.
That's awesome.
Streeter, Illinois is giving that 10 out of 10.
That's pretty sweet.
That's pretty good.
Not
She
even
doesn't-
like a 9.7, like a full on 10.
full on 10.
Full on 10.
Could be a rookie score, but
What's a
I'll
cushy
take the
roll?
10.
I don't know. Like I'm pretty experienced with like dispensary edibles and stuff like that. And that was killer. It was killer.
That's cool.
So Tez, a cushy roll is something, Mrs. Weedman. It's been an experimental edible that we've been making since 2014, and it's gotten better and better as the years have gone.
That's the
So-
Kind of
heritage.
like a buttery Tootsie Roll.
You ever have a Tootsie Roll before?
I don't know what a Tootsie Roll is. What's
Like
that?
a chocolate taffy.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So it's
But it comes in like
Okay.
a log.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, like a round thing.
Yeah, we'll send
Yeah.
you. I'll DM you a picture of it, so you know what it looks like.
Okay.
Then I'll send you a picture of a Tootsie Roll. Then I'll send you a picture of a cushy roll, so you know what the difference is.
Is it like a Twinkie?
No, Twinkie's
No,
cake.
like
This is candy.
fudgy.
I
Yeah,
know
oh,
what
there it
they
is.
look like.
Yeah, there it is.
There it
It's
is.
like
Can you see it?
Oh, okay. That looks like a Mars bar.
There you go.
But it's that same chewy chocolate all the way through. It's not filled.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
And you've been designing one since 2014.
Yeah.
Sometimes they turn out a little crispy. Sometimes they turn out too chewy. Sometimes they're like sauce.
Sometimes we're too sauced and we make them, so that's what happens.
Sometimes I forget if I put an ingredient in or not. So I got to start over.
Yeah.
But she has Mrs.
But they
Weedman has
always taste good.
a whole lineup of edibles that she makes. A whole lineup that we've made. We've done, and there's a lot of Polly, Shoddy, Tea. They have had multiple edible making. The one thing that Mrs. Weedman makes, besides my three things Mrs. Weedman makes that's my favorite is first and foremost the cushy roll, because that's the OG.
Mm-hmm.
Number two is the Nami Nugs. Those are fucking insane.
They're like a little homemade granola bar.
The best granola bar you'll ever eat in your life.
Oh, yeah, yum.
Nami
Yum.
Nugs. And then third is the smoochies, which Mrs. Weedman, not Mrs. Weedman's favorite, but I like the smoochies. And I can
love
give
the
this
names.
I can give this recipe out. It doesn't really matter, the smoochie one, because you can. We got that from somebody. Tyler T the Tech loves the smoochies. Smoochies is 2 Ritz crackers, infused peanut butter, dipped in chocolate.
Infused
Ooh.
chocolate.
Infused chocolate. That's
There you go.
and you put them in the freezer, and you take them out and you eat one. Oh man, woo!
Maybe 5 milligrams, right?
Actually, there's a couple people on M Dravid. He used to love the smoochies, Mrs. Weedman.
Yeah.
He loved the smoochies.
They're good.
Yep.
Yeah, right. I did a heap of making that MCT oil the other day with the last of my flour. So yeah, I've got your little message there for the Rice Krispie treats. I'm gonna try that.
Good.
But that's the coconut oil thing through it.
Uh-huh.
Coconut oil with edibles is a way different experience versus butter, because coconut oil is 98% fat soluble. So and we've talked about before, THC adheres to the fat. So versus butter, which is only about 75%.
Yeah.
We've been mixing it too, though. We've been taking ghee and coconut oil, mixing them together. Ghee is unclarified butter, and we've been doing that for some recipes, and that's pretty fire too.
Yeah, right. There's some more lipids in the fat or something, isn't it? That spreads across.
Yep, sticks right to it.
And
That's
the
what we
flavor,
want.
the nutty flavor is good. It complements the cannabis. I think it gives it a good flavor.
Yeah, I've done a lot with the butters and that, and even into olive oils for cooking prior last grows. But yeah, this time I've done it all into about 2 liters of MCT oil. I'm just going to spread that across all the good things you can make.
Yeah.
There you go. I love I've eaten a ton of gummies. Mrs. Weeman's eaten a ton of gummies. Gummies here in the States are made with most of them are made with distillate, and which is basically a butane process. I've talked about distillate on the show many times. I'm not a fan of it. It's just, to me, it's not my thing. I rather eat a butter infused or a coconut oil infused edible versus something that's made with, because it's more natural. It comes right from the plant. You know, you're making it, boiling it. So I like Mrs. Weedman's edibles, cookies, all that kind of stuff. I rather have a butter or a coconut oil extraction method versus distillate and stuff like that. It's just been my thing.
Definitely.
Yeah. So what else you got for us, Tez?
Rosin extraction's nice.
Yeah. What else you got for us? I'm pretty stoned now. Been chopping on this fucking doink for a minute now.
Doinks.
What else? Anybody else got another question?
How's your current grow going?
All right, so I have, and I haven't talked about it yet because it's actually got it's harvested. It's been drying. Tomorrow is the 15th day, and I didn't want it to go past. I went and checked it today, felt it. Still a little wet, still a little sticky, icky, dicky. So this is the Strawberry Kush Breath. I only got one plant out of this grow, and I learned a lot from this grow, and I've talked about it. I used only organic soil, and what I made a mistake was with the organic soil, you have to change pots. You have to go from your little Dixie cup, your solo cup, to your 1 gallon, to a 3 gallon, to a 5 gallon, or a 7 gallon. I've been keeping everything in a 3 gallon pot. I've talked about in the tent because I don't have a ton of room, and I use nutrients, of course, so it kept the soil going. This with organic, you're not adding nutrients, so you got to update the soil all the time. You have to update the soil. You have to add more to it, and that's what I fucked up on. So I didn't get the yield I wanted off this one plant, but the yield I did get, man, there's some friggin' crystals on this bud. I'm gonna take some pictures tomorrow when I'm putting it in the jars tomorrow. So I'm gonna take some pictures because it's crystally. It's gonna smoke. I always smoke throughout. So when I was drying it, hung it to dry, I cut a nice little mid nug off, and asked Mrs. Weeman. It was during COVID, so she couldn't smoke it with me, and she wasn't smoking at the time. She was only doing edibles, and I was baked as fuck, and I had to go to the Jewel to go pick us up some food, and I was so baked I couldn't find my way around for a second. And Mrs. Weeman was pissed. She goes, "You can never go to the grocery store high because you didn't find anything on sale. Everything was fucking. What are you doing? What are you doing? You spent triple the amount of money on 2 bags of groceries that I get 10 bags of groceries. No, just like 4 bags of groceries on." I'm like, I was baked though. I was so high, and that stuff wasn't dried. It was wet. It was sticky. It was fucking amazing, and I was baked. And I actually smoked the rest of it a couple days ago before Mrs. Weeman could share it with me because I just couldn't wait. And I was high again. So I got 2 nice fat bowls out of it. And I was baked. Tomorrow, while I'm trimming the rest of it off before I put in jars, of course, you have to honor it and you have to smoke it. Absolutely. So I'll probably grind a little bit up, dump it in the bowl and smoke it. And while I'm trimming it up to put in the jars. And then 6-week curing time is how I do it. But I smoke at least a little bit at it every week. I grab a pinch to grow an inch and smoke a little bit as we're going along. And test it out till it gets to 6 weeks. And then once I get to the 6 weeks, when I decide it's good enough to give it to somebody, or have somebody smoke it with me. That's just me. So it has to be ready. Mrs. Weeman will smoke it with me. You know, she's done the Majin Vegeta and all that, all the other past all along. But this one tomorrow will be the first time she tries it. We're gonna you can't put in the joints you can't even hardly grind it. It's so wet. It fucked up my grinder when I tried to grind it. It's like my grinder won't work now. I have to trim with a scissor. It's too sticky. It fucked my grinder all up. I wish I could I'll take a picture of it and show you how fucked up my grinder is right now, how wet my bud is right now. Even the fucking Majin Vegeta. I rolled those 50 joints for the party. Mm-hmm. And I didn't roll. I stuffed 50 joints for the party. And that Majin Vegeta was still so sticky that asked Mrs. Weeman, I have to get a new grinder, a new 8-decades grinder already. That grinder is fucked. So fucked up, man. That Majin Vegeta, you won't be able to see it. I'll take a picture, Tez, and send it to you guys on Instagram. It fucked it up. And this is a good grinder too. We collabed with a company on this grinder. This grinder is like top grinder. My weed fucked that grinder up.
That's some sticky weed.
Sticky, icky, dick. No, did you get a joint? I gave you a joint, didn't I?
Yes, sir.
Did you like the Majin Fujita?
Absolutely.
We smoked it outside too. We smoked like 3 or 4 of those with like 5.
Yep.
We did. I forgot about that. Sorry,
that was a long night.
Oh man, that was a fun day. The worst part about it, the party was so amazing. The worst part about it is all of a sudden it was over.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're breaking down. Mrs. Weedman and I are breaking down, and thank T a lot and his parents for helping us load the van, and everybody else that stuck around to help us load the van. We appreciate you on that. But when it was done, Mrs. Weedman and I finally got a chance to like have a beer. I must have lost like 3 or 4 beers, and I put it down and never saw it again. So because I was running around so much, we had, it was great. But it was over, and I'm like, oh man, I could have went for another 3-4 more hours, or like where to go. It was like everybody else, that party was great. I'm like, I don't remember it. I remember the snack bar and how awesome it looked. And I remember being on stage a couple of times and then making sure everyone got a going away gift. That's
a going away gift.
Yeah, they got a show up gift. They got an 8 decades steamroller for showing up. I thought it was pretty dope. Mrs. Weedman thought it was a good idea. Taz, you got any other questions?
I hopefully like to get over to the next party.
I want to definitely do one. I want to do a skunk bus again. I want to revive the skunk bus. That's what we have to do. That is the ultimate party, was the skunk bus. And there's probably some people on the people are definitely. Paulie's been on it.
Skunk bus.
T's been on it. Shawty's been on it. Mrs. Weedman has only been on it once. There's a story. There's a story to that too. Tell you that story one day. But the skunk bus is like 70 people on a school bus, and we just go around and we visit bars. But meanwhile, on the bus, if you come on the bus, the first rule of the bus is you have to smoke. If it's your first time, you have to smoke, and you cannot not smoke. So you have, it just is. So the second is you never leave a brother or sister behind. That's the second rule. Everyone gets back on the bus unless they tell me they're taking an Uber home. Because some people can't make it to 8 bars. So, but there's food. Every other bar had food, and but on the bus, there's like 10 to 15 cases of beer. There had to be at least between everybody bringing their own shit and then me bringing stuff, there had to be a total of about at least probably 2 pounds of weed. Between like edibles, flour, just like one dude brought like 35 joints, and we rolled 26 of them at one time. 26 joints, and we pulled up in front of Lottie's. It's a bar in Chicago. Some of you might have heard of it. We pulled up in front of Lottie's. Now we're on a bus owned by Reggie's Bar, and so there's a dirty, grungy like tour bus. It's fucking awesome. And T has a fucking unknown comic mask on. I don't know if you guys know the unknown comic. He wore a paper bag with eye holes on it, and he looked like the unknown comic. That's what I remember about that day. So we pulled in front of Lottie's. There's a cloud of smoke coming out of all the windows. I mean, this is like insane. Okay, I have a bandolera of gun holsters with joints in each of them that I'm just handing out to people when you got on the bus. So, and the bouncer gets on the bus and goes, dude was no joke, and gets on the bus. He was a big dude. Gets on the bus and goes, I don't want what the fuck's going on in here, going on in there. You motherfuckers leave your shit in here. And I got this bandolera. I had about 40 joints in a bandolera around my fucking chest. I said, I ain't leaving these motherfucking joints in this bus. I ain't gonna ever see them again. I don't give a fuck. I trust everybody on this bus, but weed is a different story. And I had good weed. And so I had my hoodie on. And I put the bag underneath the hoodie, and I zipped up the fucking hoodie. And I had my red bag. No, you saw the red bag.
Yep.
You could attest to the red bag. I had my red bag of edibles that I wasn't leaving in the bus. There was about 150 edibles. And Mrs. Weedman that year made chocolate-covered Twizzlers infused. They were fucking wonderful. They were about 5 mils. They were really good. And they were good. People kept on wanting those Twizzlers. They were dope.
Sweet.
Besides the Crispy Rolls, and we also made Crispy Creepers. That's another name, Tez. Crispy Creepers. That's another
All
name.
these
Of
crazy names you guys got over there.
Crispy Creepers, man. Everybody knows about the Crispy Creepers.
Oh, I'm keen to get up. One day I'll come visit.
So we get inside and we threw a tater tot party. There was a tater tot bar with all different tater tots and all different types of cheeses and shit you could put, and bacon and all the shit you could put on your tater tots. And I'm sitting there and I said,
That's
fuck
a
this.
potato gym, right?
What are they?
Yeah, the little ones.
Yeah, little tots. Like Napoleon style tots. Give me my tots, Napoleon. And I said, fuck this fucking place. And I pulled a joint out and I lit it and I passed it to everybody. And we fucking smoked a joint in the back of the bar at Lottie's. And they didn't find out about it. I wasn't fucking letting that. I smoked it. Fuck it. I was eating a tater tot.
Say, I think Sam raised her hand.
Shoddy, the producer.
Thank you so much, Noah, for calling.
No problem.
calling
No
me.
problem.
I'm raising my hand because Emily asked a question in the chat. She said, just out of curiosity, out of the strains you've grown, which have been your favorite?
Okay.
Oh, Sam.
So good question. What's up, drink beer? I love you. I miss your face. Mrs. Weedman, drink beer. Goes, cushy rolls cause hair loss.
All right, and answer that question.
Hold on, I will. All right. I love you, Evan. Love you with all my heart. I miss your face. Anyway, so I've grown 1, 2, 3. Well, okay. I won't talk about the weed I grew in Florida. We'll just talk about when I started growing weed legally here in Illinois. We'll start with that. The first strain I grew was I got some seeds from a friend of mine in Michigan, and this is not Wes, another friend, and he gave me lemonberry and what was the other one? Lemonberry and it was another berry one. So 2 of them. Those 2 were really good for my first grow. I sucked at it. I knew I didn't know what I was doing, and I met Wes. And I met Wes through a friend of mine from Southern Illinois. And Wes changed my whole way of learning to grow, like new, okay? And Earl 217, you've heard me talk about him a bunch of times. And
He's cool.
He sent me, it didn't have a name. It was the Weedman 420 Chronicles. Experimental strain is what I called it. But he had a name for it. I don't remember the name, so I just called it that because it was my experiment. He sent me some seeds. First time I ever met the guy, super dope. Gave me a little help, little tidbit here and there, what to grow, like what to do. So I threw a couple of his beans in when I was growing the berry white and it is berry white and lemonberry. I remember, see? Berry white and lemonberry. And those looked like Christmas trees with little nubs on them. That's how they were turning out because I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. And I threw this in, and this thing shut up real quick. But I had to put I was about to like really pull this out. So I got a little Weedman 420 Chronicles, but it was only about this big, and it got like 4 buds on it, and they were like a couple inches here and there, crystally as fuck. It was different. I was like, this fucking strain is different. So then I grew his strain, 3 plants, and the Weedman 420 experimental strain was dope. Then I got Majin Fujita. That strain was a fun strain to grow because it was a sativa leaning strain that fucking outgrew my fucking tent. Right, Mrs. Weedman? I could not control that plant, and I trimmed that thing. I filmed that thing like 4 times, and that thing was pew 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 pew. The whole fucking. There was no room in the tent. Some beautiful buds. I put pictures on them. So the Majin Fujita and Emily, you smoked the Majin Fujita. So, and then right now I'm growing the Strawberry Kush Breath by Tarantula Genetics, and I haven't fully smoked that one yet. So out of the strains I've grown, I say the Weedman 420 Chronicles experimental strain to me is my favorite. It was a turning point for me in growing because I had somebody mentor and coach me a little bit, gave me some tidbits. I got to go to Earl 217's house, look at his grow. Oh my God. I mean, just amazing. because he's a caregiver in Michigan, and his grow setup is mwah. And it's beautiful, and his genetics is really, really nice. I mean, I got some other stuff he's given me I haven't even touched yet, because I rolled through some other stuff. So, but his genetics, and I mean, I went and smoked. He got me so fucking baked the first time I met him. I didn't know which way I was coming. I ran over a curb trying to get to my hotel. That's how baked he got me. He got me, man. He got me high. So, Emily, thank you for the question. I would say right at this moment, the Weedman 420 Chronicles experimental strain has been my favorite.
Okay, awesome. I was just wondering because I'm actually growing 3 strains myself. Well, my dad and I are growing them. And I was just asking out of curiosity.
What 3 strains are you growing right now?
I'm growing White Widow because that strain actually, it doesn't mess with his meds as much as the other strains do. I'm also growing Granddaddy Purple and Super Lemon Haze.
We love the Granddaddy Purple on this show. Love the GD Perp, baby. So if you send me a nug of anything, me and Mrs. Weedman will do our normal research, unless you have what's in your strains, and I will smoke your strain on this show, and I will 2 bongs up, 2 joints up, whatever. I said it before. Anybody who sends me a nug, I'm not looking for pound. I'm just a nug, just a little taste, and I will just talk about your strain. And if you want to tell me where you're from, how you're growing it, I will talk about your shit on this podcast.
Okay.
So if you're willing to, I'm willing to do it for you. Send me a little note what's in it. I'll talk about it for you.
If my Wi-Fi allows me, I can actually switch my phone and show you guys.
Hell yeah.
I'm from British Columbia, Canada.
Oh, you grow good weed in British Columbia.
All right.
You grow phenomenal weed up there. Like, good deal. So, but delicious weed in British Columbia.
I'm just trying to figure out how to put my camera on super quick. Does that make a difference? Do you guys see anything?
I see clouds.
Yeah, I can see the sky.
And it might be.
Oh, you're growing outdoor? Are you growing outdoor?
I am, yes.
Oh wow.
Oh, nice.
Kind of like Tez in good old Western Australia.
Okay, well, I could switch my phone this way.
We could see it. Oh, we can see your plants in the ground. Yeah. Go down a little more. Go down. Right there. There they are. Oh, look at those. A little blurry.
Oh, yeah.
We could see them.
I can't see it.
Fat leaves.
Oh, they're babies still. They're
They're just babies.
Oh yeah.
Those
So you have
little leaves,
to DM us pictures. DM me pictures as the growth comes, because you're growing outdoors. You're gonna get 12-foot plants, 12 to 14 footers, right? Is that where your potential grow? Because you're gonna have to put those things in bigger. Do you grow big?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do grow big. We have this whole kind of like solarium built for them that we transfer them afterwards once they're bigger. But where they're growing is in Spence's Bridge. So there's actually a lot more sun and a lot more like even weather than like in the mainland Fraser Valley area. So we get a pretty good outcome because we grew different strains last year. I don't know what we grew. It was like a mystery. But
hey, Shoddy.
Yeah.
Maybe when Mr. and Mrs. Weedman come and visit, we could take a trip up to British Columbia and see their farm.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I'm not too far from you, Emily. We're in Seattle.
oh, that's super close.
Yeah, neighbors.
So I instead of getting you in trouble and shipping that over to me, I'd rather come and visit Polly and Shoddy, and then we come visit you and have a smoke sesh.
Oh, that would be amazing.
Do that instead of getting anybody in trouble. I don't mind, but I'd rather come there and we can film there, me smoking on Instagram there, and we'll rate your strain there in person. I'll do that.
Awesome. And then I could also show you guys like the waterfalls and things that are near my house.
Oh,
like
look
near
at
the
that.
area.
You just made Sam, Shoddy, and Polly's day because they're hikers.
On our list.
Sweet. Will you DM us? You can either DM Mrs. Weedman on 8 Decades on Instagram there. You can DM me your info, and I'll send it over to Shoddy, and we can, in the future, hook up. We could all meet up and smoke and hang out, meet your dad, and everything would be great.
Awesome. Thank you. Yes, and I'll do that
What-
right now.
Emily? What's been your favorite strain to grow?
I would have to say so far the Super Lemon Haze because it has super cool phenotype so far. But I'm most excited for the Granddaddy Purple because I've actually smoked that before, and that was my very first strain that I've ever had after like my dad gave it to me, and like he broke the stigma of you will go to prison if you smoke weed, and like that was the first one he gave me, so it was pretty fun.
Neat.
Love it. We love Grand. When I first got my med card here in Illinois, that was one of the first strains we got. Polly and Doveboy and T and Shoddy. We had that wall of fame. That was one of the tops back in the day in 2018 when I got my med card. That was a good strain. Anybody else out there want to throw me a question on Insta? Man, I've been talking for a while. 1 hour and 19 minutes, man. That's pretty good. All I know is this. This is our 100th episode, and this is 6,000 minutes. 6,000. That's a lot of minutes. How many seconds is that?
Damn.
Tech? How many seconds is that?
1 second. I got to do the math. I'm too baked for this. 360,000.
Just a few.
Yeah, just a few.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I was going to say, what did you reckon I should throw in for my first go at indoor?
You asking me or you asking Emily up in British Columbia?
Oh, well, anybody out there.
All right.
I'd love to hear any feedback.
All right. Are you an indica man style plant? Are you a sativa style man? Are you a hybrid guy?
I do like my indicas, my indica dominance as well.
So I don't mix. It might be weird, but I don't mix that. I don't like to grow indicas and sativas around this. Don't ask me why. It's just something maybe because I might get them mixed up. So I like to grow one style of plant or the other style.
Yeah, I agree. I'm the same.
And lately I like just growing one style. And everyone's like, well, why? I have one little tent. One. It fits 2 perfect, 3 tight. So I don't like to mix. I've been sticking with just one grow at a time. Like right now I just grew and it's just me. I know guys that grow 3 or 4 or 5 strains in their tents. I like to grow 1 or 2. One is like my priority right now because I can concentrate on one and give that one all the love and it deserves. So if I was you, there's a good seed bank I just started using, and that's where I got my Umami Seed Company seeds from. It's called Neptune Seed Bank. I'm not promoting them. I don't get any money from any of those guys. I like that bank because I get an email every week what they have from all the different breeders that they work with. It's pretty dope. Yep. They're pretty good. But also, I've met a lot of people now who grow and breed they send me seeds, which is fucking awesome. Or I go see my friend Wes. I get some beans from him. Yeah. So I've connected with some people now. But then, like I said, if you're looking, out there, you can find some great breeders out there. 2, I suggest if you can get it, I would grow just a heavy indica, man, and just get fucking baked. Just man. Heavy. Just like couch lock baked. That's what I like. I mean, I love getting good old couch lock.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
When you're watching a movie, when I'm watching a show with Mrs. Weedman and I'm couch locked and I'm zoned in and Mrs. Weedman's trying to talk to me and I don't even hear her, that's the best kind of weed. Only when you're watching a movie. Only when you're watching a movie. Because I don't want to hear anything.
Right.
And when I'm on that,
I agree.
It's very tough to find a strain that gets you there. But I've had some really good ones that have gotten me there where I'm just like zoned and Mrs. Weedman's literally screaming at me and I don't hear her at all. That's a good strain. I'm not saying I don't want to hear Mrs. Weedman. I'm saying that's a good strain.
We get it.
Okay, cheers. Because I've got like this whole room in here of I'm going to put her in and have a go. Maybe 2 plant setup.
Sweet.
Yeah, but just keep it the same strain, same everything in the one unbox. Yeah.
Yeah. Are you gonna get a tent?
Yeah, just gonna put something in. Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah. Should be good. First go at it, and
Yeah,
I'm not gonna even worry about doing outside at the same time. Just keep it to one.
I'm still gonna throw one. I haven't thrown it outside yet because the weather's been so crazy. But I'm about as soon as I throw these plants in a jar, I'm starting my next grow, and I think I'm gonna take one and put it outside. I like doing one outside, maybe two, but one just in the pot outside. See what I can get, because last year I'm bummed I didn't get any buds last year. The plants I had some really nice plants growing outside last year, right, Mrs. Weedman? They were nice, and they were both fucking males, which sucks. I saved the pollen, yes, but I was bummed because
that moment.
Yeah, I was pissed. But I got some feminized seeds that I bought from somebody that I think I'm just going to grow feminized in this next round, and then put one outside and see how it goes, and maybe get like a 10-gallon pot. I know friends of mine put it in like 50, 100 gallon. I don't want it that big. I like to keep it like 6-8 feet would be perfect. Just so my neighbor can pick a bud off and go smoke it in his yard if he wanted to.
Yeah. I have to be careful here with the sun and the rain and the heat. Like, they get up to 12 foot.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they crank up. I've come home from work when I used to work away for a couple of weeks, and they started getting a bit hectic.
Wow.
You can see them from the road, or I'll be like, all right, let's sort this out.
What kind of yield do you get from them? You get like a pound when they're that big?
That's really good going, but that's doable here, yeah, for outdoor.
Wow.
Yeah. It's nuts, the sunlight we get here.
Huh.
Paulie said kilo.
And like, I had a little go with the greenhouse for a bit. And it got the heat. It was too much messing around with trying to keep it. The sun and everything was awesome, but the heat, oh wow.
Bad.
Got right up there. So I'll give this indoor a crack, eh?
What's that?
I'll give this indoor a go.
I think you'll like it. Yeah. You'll I think you'll like the indoor because you can manage it really nicely. You can manage your temperature. You can manage the climate. Your humidity. You can manage your humidity. I still need a better humidifier though. That's the only thing. In the wintertime, it's very tough to grow weed, cannabis in the basement here in our house because the humidity. So I always have a little bit of issue in the wintertime with humidity here. In the summertime, spring all the way till October, November, great. Humidity is perfect at all levels. But yeah, the humidity is a good thing. But what I was taught and what I've read, you just need the biggest thing is your genetics and your light. And when you grow indoor, got to have a good light. Spend the money on what you need. Yeah. The tent, it's fine. You can buy any tent you want. You could buy a $60 tent and it'd be fine. You need a really good light. You need really good genetics. And depending if you're going to do nutrients or you're just going to go straight organic, and how you're going to do that. Because like I said, I grew the Majin Fujita in 3-gallon pots, and those things, because of the nutrient mix I was using, through the roof. But the organic grow is a little tougher because you got to monitor your changing of pots. So, Paulie, asking, do you do compost?
Compost, yeah. And bit of roadkill, like there's a few dead rue or things like that. Put that around the bases, do up a mush, and really get them cranking up. Fish, dead fish. Yeah, I've been trying a lot more of just sort of outdoor organic, and I'm all on rainwater here.
Oh,
and
that's
I have
beautiful.
bore water as well, so I've tried it with bore water and just trying fully on rainwater. Just trying all sorts of things to get them all
Paulie
as natural as you can get it.
Paulie just threw me under the bus. He's like, I'm trying to get Mr. Weedman to do compost. I see. Here's the deal. Calling me out like that. I'm not. Someone has to teach me how to do it a few times, and once I learn, then I'll do it. I'm gonna take up doing what did I just say, Mrs. Weedman? I'm gonna start learning how to do
jarring, pickling.
Oh, pickling. I want to learn how to pickle.
I just did this.
I've been wanting to do that for a while. So I'm going to start pickling. I'm fucking excited, man. I love eating pickled
Oh,
carrots
mate,
and
same.
celery and beets and all that shit. So I'm going to learn how to pickle. And that's my next thing. So composting, Paulie, when you come home and when you decide to live close by to me again, then you could teach me how to compost. And then I'll use that for my outdoor weed. My indoor weed, I'm going to stick with what I know. But Tez, use your compost, man, for your indoor grow. That'd be dope.
Yeah, okay. But I just bought
Mix it with
hardware. Like a round, like a bin thing, and you put it all in and just slowly throw your scraps in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's been awesome, that.
Nice.
I don't know. Could
So
you
you can
use
use that.
compost indoors though, or would it be too smelly?
For indoor, I don't know.
That's what I thought, yeah.
Yeah, it might be stinky.
Maybe
Could you do a mix?
Make a mix. Yeah. There you go. Just use a little bit of compost. Don't put like a whole ton. Don't do a whole barrel. Just mix it in with your normal soil you're going to use.
Right.
Yeah. It'll have all those microbes already in it then.
There you go. You might get a shroom growing in there too. Then we'll have a real good time.
Finger shroom.
All right. Paulie said 70% soil, 30% compost.
Yes,
there you go. Okay. There you go. Well, Paulie, send me some of your compost from Seattle then, and then I'll use it here.
The other thing was also is there anything with the silver and white lined in tents? Is that just?
It's to keep the light shining 360 around the whole tent.
What one's better, white lining or silver?
I use silver. That's what I've been using from day one. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, right. There's a couple options there. I just thought I'd ask.
Yeah, I used. I bought the, and I don't want to give them a plug, but I'm just gonna tell you who I bought. I bought Gorilla Tent. That's who I bought from. They got good ratings. I read a few things about them online. So, but you can, it's not that. The tent's not the biggest thing. You just want to get silver lining, So I know people some people that grow it in their room, just get the silver lining wallpaper kind of stuff and just put it around their room that way instead of buying a tent. So, Noah, what are you planning on growing?
I really want to take a crack at Northern Lights. That's one of my favorite strains. So.
OG right there.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
That and probably one of the cheese strains. I'm not familiar with them, but I mean, I'll give it a go.
Well, tell me how you like it. Yeah, like I said, I'll cook with the cheese strain. I won't smoke it. I won't smoke it. So, well, everybody, I want to say thanks for joining us.
Absolutely.
I appreciate you all listening. I appreciate you all listening from, British Columbia, Streeter, Illinois, Western Australia, and everybody that joined us on Instagram. I appreciate you. 100th episode. I'd rather go out like this and have some fun and just say fuck it, So we appreciate you all out there around the world for listening. We love you all. Mrs. Weedman,
yep.
You got anything else to say? Because you haven't said much. I'm bummed. I apologize.
Really high.
All right.
It's good. It was good to listen.
I'm going to take the mask off so you can all see my face.
Hey.
Oh, man, a face reveal too?
Face reveal. That was coming. So, well, if you go on our website, you can see what we look like. So,
yeah.
8decades.com. But face reveal. And Shawty, thanks for sticking up for me, asking if anybody has any questions. I appreciate you.
Yeah, thanks, buddy.
My boy Evan drink beer, making fun of me the whole time on there. Evan and I used to work together. We got a couple other people that joined. I'm just gonna say hi. We're gonna be closing down. We appreciate you coming on and saying hello. Can of Future, Celine, Fat Hair. I can't pronounce it. I'm really baked. I'm sorry, but I appreciate y'all joining in. Ms. Weedman, you got nothing?
I got nothing.
I love you. 100th episode. Tez, my man, I appreciate you. Noah, thanks for joining. Emily, I appreciate y'all
problem.
coming on Skype. T, Shoddy, Polly, Dovboy. I love you all so much. Mrs. Weedman, love you
Yep.
all. As Polly always says, smoke
Hold up.
smart.
Wait, he's here.
He's here.
Hey.
As
Oh,
Polly
shit.
always says,
Smoke smart.
puff, puffing away.
Puff, puff, pass.